What's up with Whatty? What's up with Whatty? What's up with Whatty? What's up with Whatty? I started that off with a little bit of music for you guys. That is royalty-free music from the internet and off of my phone. But hey, I'm not a professional. So that's what we started out with today, a little bit of music. What's up with Whatty? Hey everybody, we're here at What's Up with Whatty podcast. How are y'all doing today? I'm doing wonderfully. Okay, some updates on what's been going on. Well, first of all, I wanted to let you guys know about the podcast in general. I said last week that that you could hear every single little tap and stuff on my Spotify. And like, if you're actually listening on Spotify or Amazon Music or Google Podcasts or Radio Public, or what other places am I at? Spotify, Anchor. I feel like I'm on one more other thing. On YouTube, you can hear any kind of like sounds outside of just like regular sounds that have to do with like cars passing my house or the chickens that live in my neighbor's backyard. You can hear that on YouTube. On the podcast, my mic is actually way, way better. If you're listening to it just like Spotify, you know, then you can hear none of that. You can hear really no cars passing by. You can hear none of my movements with my mic. So I'm not even going to talk about that anymore. Maybe you can hear it on YouTube, but hey, that's so natural, and I'm so glad you can hear what's going on. So, on my podcast on Spotify, though, you're going to actually hear some really good, just my voice and the things that I put up to the microphone, like the music I just played. Okay, so I have segments. Also, I will address this too. My mom says I'm not looking directly in the camera, and I am looking at a screen. So I am going to try to look at the camera spot on the screen so it looks like I'm looking directly at you guys if you're watching the YouTube video. If my eyes are stray, then they're looking at the screen. They aren't looking directly at the little camera that's this big. But I will try to do better. But I have segments, and everybody probably is like, oh, on podcasts, everybody has their little computers set up. And I have a laptop. I have everything going over here. And, I don't have it going. I have it plugged in. I don't use my laptop like crazy, but now that I am doing a podcast, I am using a laptop. And, I'm just making sure. I'm literally the editor of this. I am the person that puts up all the lights. I'm the producer. I'm the everything. So if you guys see me like checking the stuff, messing with wires, then that's because I'm the only person running this show. It's me, Whatty. Featuring Whatty, the podcast producer. Featuring Whatty, the show host. Whatever other jobs, director, movie set setupper. I don't know all the different words for all the different jobs, but I am all of those jobs on this podcast. Anyways, what I was saying is I am very much, how can I say it? Not into putting notes into your phone or into a laptop. I am old school. I am very old school. I have my handy dandy notebook. Get your notebook, y'all. And it's blue. It reminds me of Blue's Clues. But I have this notebook thanks to Olive. She gave it to my mom, my youngest sister. She gave it to my mom. And then I saw it the other day and I was like, Mom, have you used that notebook? It's so nice. She was like, no, I haven't. Your sister gave it to me. And I was like, I'm taking that notebook. I need that notebook in my life. So it's the new podcast notebook, and it's really cool because you can like order paper for this specific notebook and stuff. So I am going to tell you guys I have notes on everything that I want to talk about today. I'm going to really try to do things more organized, and I'm going to do some segments. Well, pretty much everything's going to start off as a segment, and I want it to be enjoyable for you guys. Last week I talked a lot about just about me and stuff, and I will always talk, about me here and there, about things in my life. But this episode, now that we're actually into the episodes, I want to really just start doing segments, thoughts, all the different things other than about me. We don't need to do about me. One other thing while we're on here, I want to say that I am going to, if anything happens during this podcast while I'm filming or while I'm recording, I'm going to stop it, and I'll stop it on the camera too. I will fix the lighting or do whatever, put new batteries in my recorder, whatever I have to do if it stops, and then keep going if I'm like in the middle of a sentence, and try to keep you guys back on track so YouTube and Spotify can be, pretty much the same. Because last week it did end abruptly. YouTube got a little extra footage or a little extra recording, and Spotify got a cutoff, and I had to do like an exit sort of like ending add-on for them. So that's not going to happen this week. If it happens, then I'm going to work some editing magic, and I don't want to do that, but I will do it if I have to, because I want to make this podcast wonderful for you guys. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about what segments we're going to have on the show from here on out. I want to do, maybe I should just like go through and do the segments and surprise you guys. Should we do that? Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should. Well, let's just start off with this segment, the very beginning segment every day, or every time I do my podcast, which will be every week on Thursdays. I'll have it posted. Is going to be What's Up with Whatty. So what have I been up to this week? A lot has happened this week. It was last week, it's been within this week and the end of last week that Lisa Marie Presley died. That was big news for the whole entire world. Couldn't believe that. It was 2 or 3 days before, or no, 2 or 3 days after the Golden Globes, and she was there with her mom, Priscilla Presley, and she was there with Austin Butler, who played Elvis in the new Elvis movie, and he won a Golden Globe for the movie. And it was 2 days later, she died of a heart attack, you guys. She died of a heart attack. And a lot of other things happened. I think her husband was trying to revive her, or do CPR at home. Then they came in and did CPR when the ambulance got there, and then they revived her, brought her back to the hospital, and then a lot of things transpired from there. And she had like a second heart attack at the hospital, and she died. So that is shocking to me. I did watch an interview of her at the Golden Globes, and she did not look well. She didn't look that good, you guys. She didn't look well at all. And it's really sad. And then it was like a week before that, she was at her dad's house at Graceland for his birthday celebration, and she had an announcement speech there. And so she seemed better the week before at Graceland than she did 2 days before she died at the Golden Globes. She could barely speak, it seemed, and it was just really, really sad. I just can't even believe it. My dad was an Elvis fanatic. I mean, mega Elvis fan. He loved Elvis. I probably would have never been that big. I mean, I wouldn't have hardly known anything about Elvis if my dad wouldn't have been a mega fan. Like, he was a mega fan. My dad passed away a few years ago, but still, he has made me into a mega fan. He's made almost all my sisters into a, well, maybe not some of my sisters are fans. Some of them are, they know all about it, but they aren't, I guess, fans. But me and my sister Goldie are really pretty big super fans. And I mean, we just love Elvis. We love his music because my dad played his music all the time, but just Elvis's story or stories of his life are so interesting and so captivating. And I think that's for a lot of people in this country. And I'm just, I'm glad my dad really gave us that part of him. Like, it's really, really always been interesting. But a little fun fact on Lisa Marie, my dad loved Elvis so much that he wanted to name me Lisa Marie after Lisa Marie Presley. And actually, of course, my dad was really a big, huge believer in Jesus and God. And so he said, I had been thinking about Love's name, and he came to my mom and he said, God gave me the name. Instead of Lisa Marie, it's going to be Love Marie. And so that's how he named me Love Marie. It was after Lisa Marie, but supposedly, he thought that God gave him the name Love instead of Lisa. And so now my name's Love Marie. And the funniest thing is, y'all are going to think this is hilarious. The GPS on your phone, your Google Maps GPS, I call it Lisa. I'm like, shut up, Lisa. I'm like, give me some directions. Lisa, could you please take us to Hickory Street? Or she'll say, take a left at this turn. And I'll say, thank you, Lisa. Thank you very much. And then I have I would say it should be viral, but it hasn't gotten a lot of views. About 2 years ago, I did a video of my sister. She filmed me, and it was looking for Lisa. And I said that a dog, I was pretending to be a weather woman, and it was a hurricane. It was an actual hurricane hitting our area, and it was just raining. It was like flooding in our backyard at the time. Just drenched. I was drenched. I was in a dress, but also had like a weather lady jacket on that was also drenched. And I was like, the weatherman was supposed to be watching my dog. And I run through the flooded area, and I'm like, Lisa. And the funniest thing is, when I'm calling out for Lisa, which is a fake dog, a dog somewhere in the neighborhood starts barking. And I was like, I hear a dog. And so when I heard a dog, I heard a dog. And I was literally probably like a foot and a half in water, flood water. It was pouring rain. It was the funniest thing. And then my sister put some dramatic music with it. Olive did this. Olive, she is the best video editor, she's the one that's creating all the things for my podcast to post on Instagram, the little pictures, and she's going to get some music for us and all sorts of stuff. But yeah, she filmed it. It was hilarious. And then she put that dramatic music with it, and we showed it to Oliver, my nephew. I've talked to you guys about my nephew last week, and he's the one that called me Whatty. He's the one that came up with my nickname Whatty. But we showed it to him, and he was devastated. He said, where is Lisa? Where is Lisa? And so we had to go out. When we showed him the video, it was probably a few days after we filmed this. And we had to go out in the backyard, and he had to scream and scream for Lisa. And it was like he was just tormented. And I said, Oliver, it's fake. It's pretend. We had to tell him it was pretend, and he didn't understand. And then we decided a few weeks later, we were at Alligator Alley, where there's alligators everywhere at this place. It's really cool. It's a tourist destination in Summerdale, Alabama. And we love going there. We go there a lot. But well, I decided I would pretend to look for Lisa there. And I was like, that alligator's got Lisa in its stomach and its tummy. And Oliver wanted to, he was really into that. He was like, oh my gosh. And so he wanted to play with me. He knew it was pretend then. And we ran around and we were like, Lisa, Lisa. So yeah, that was good. Also, one other thing, I have my mic, Spotify listeners, anybody listening in their cars, on the radio, whatever, however you're listening to this, then I have my mic turned up all the way because it sounded too low to me last time. So I hope it's not too loud this time, but we'll see. And I'm hoping you guys are picking up everything I'm putting out into your ears. So, Lisa Marie Presley died. Y'all, that's just really sad. Really, really sad. And I did some like dedication TikToks on it, and a lot of people viewed them. I mean, and I did some TikToks and YouTube shorts. You know, I just posted the same ones on both platforms, but go check that out. I love Elvis. I love the Lisa Marie story. I love Elvis Presley's story. I'm so sad that her son died 3 years ago. Just a shout out to that family, like the Presleys. And I really love you guys. I love you guys. I love everything about Elvis. I love everything about Priscilla Presley. I love everything about Lisa Marie. And yeah. And if you guys didn't know, Lisa Marie also married Nicolas Cage, and she married Michael Jackson. So that's interesting. They just have interesting lives. So interesting. What else has happened with me? Okay, so last week I was also telling you guys about home healing. I've failed this week. I've only done my linen closet. I think last week I got so tired of the home healing that now I needed a break. I told you guys it would take me 2 months to do full on home healing, and it is going to take me 2 months. I need to get on my kitchen, and that's the thing I'm dreading the most. I did a really good job in my linen closet. That was my one home healing of the week, and I gotta get into some cabinets and then do my shed. And so I'll keep you updated on the home healing, but I took a break this week. Really, I have been going to the park like probably every other day this week, if not more, because with our new big dog, Braxton wants to walk the dog a lot. So we go to the park, and guess what? At the park, they have these beautiful flowers. And I think they're camellias. I think. I'm hoping that's what they are. I don't know for a fact, but they are beautiful. And if you're watching on the YouTube, you can see them. They're beautiful. They're pink. There's also red ones out there. And I've just been grabbing them at the stem. Let me pull them out of the water, actually. I just take a little stem full, and then I get the ones that are not bloomed. Maybe you can see on YouTube. I get them not bloomed, like that little round one at the bottom there. On YouTube, you can see this. But when they're not bloomed, you put them in water at home, and they start blooming if you have them like near a window. So I've been doing that. On my Instagram, you can go watch, or at least see updated photos every day of my blooming little flowers from the park. So we've been doing park walks. I went to go help my mom clean another room at the Gulf Shores house. What else? Just a lot. Oh, I started on my little miniature garden. Let me show it to you guys. Miniature garden. See it right there? And it is difficult. I will actually get into that in a little bit further, but let's continue on. Let me look at my notes, because I wanted to update you guys on more than just that, I think. I had a really great weekend with my husband. We had a relaxing weekend. I did a lot of laundry. My mom had a lot of blankets I needed to wash for her, and for some reason my washer works quite well. Did you guys know that this past Monday was Blue Monday? Supposedly the most depressing, I guess, most depressing day of the year. I didn't know that, but it was also Martin Luther King Day. So that was interesting. And one other just funny little thing I did this week is I watched Failure to Launch with Matthew McConaughey and Sarah Jessica Parker, and I haven't watched that in years, and I mean, it was really nostalgic. It was really nostalgic. But now that I think about it, it's like at the end of a lot of love movies, romantic movies from the 90s to, I would say, early, or maybe even till 2010, if like the couple wasn't going to make it at the climax point, like, oh, they were like going to try to separate, and then you knew that they would get back together, you know, right toward the end, no matter what. It seemed like, because in Pretty Woman, or, yeah, I think it's Pretty Woman, yeah. I think that's what it's called, Pretty Woman. It's the same thing. Sarah Jessica Parker, she feels like she failed, and so she's going to move or fly away or whatever. She's like, I'm out of here. I'm leaving. I'm going to live with my parents. And the whole point of her, the whole entire point of the show was to get guys to not live with their parents. So she was going to go back and live with her parents. How weird is that? But she was like, I'm out of here. I'm going to fly out of here. I'm so done. I've got to start my life over. And she's like a grown woman in this movie. Like, you're thinking, start your life over. Okay. But then in Pretty Woman, Julia Roberts does the same thing. Like, she doesn't think she's going to end up with the rich guy. And he, and she was like, I guess, you know, a prostitute. But, she's like, I'm out of here. I'm going to fly away, and I'm going to go live somewhere else, and I'm just going to start over and maybe go back to college. And then, of course, at the last minute, Prince Charming comes back. The rich guy got right back. He got right back in there. He pulled up in a old 80s limo and was like, I love you. Anyway. So, I feel like I've watched too many movies that ended like that, where the girl's like, I'm out of here, I'm going somewhere, I am flying out of here right now. Like, this guy has totally ruined my freaking life, and I am out. I don't know why my microphone right now will not stay where I want it to stay. Okay, so, that is, my thoughts on Failure to Launch, and I watched it, and it was really good. It was nostalgic. Not good, but nostalgic. I'm a millennial. I like a good nostalgia kick in the butt sometimes. Maybe on YouTube you guys can hear the plane. Probably on Spotify and all the other podcast platforms you cannot, because I got a great microphone. Alright, let's see. Now I want to do Show and Tell. This is a new segment. Show and Tell. Should we play a little bit of music for this Show and Tell? A little bit more of this music. This is Will to Power. Half.cool. Royalty-free music. Let's listen. What's up with Whatty? What's up with Whatty? What's up with Whatty? My microphone keeps moving down, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. That was great. Will to Power, half.cool. I don't even know. But it's royalty-free music, so let's enjoy it while we can. One day it might not be royalty-free, so let's enjoy it while we can. And I hope my microphone will stay where I want it. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Show and tell time. I am going to show you guys the little miniatures. The little miniature furniture that I've been building for my miniature garden, like I just showed you. My miniature garden. If you're on YouTube, you can see it. It is very, very cute. It is a miniature garden, and I'm thinking they have a collection of these, so I think if you do all the collection of the miniatures, then it'll eventually end up as a house, maybe. I don't know, but I'm going to do all the miniatures over time. But I have seen Me and my sister were going through this last night on FaceTime, that this is extremely difficult. The first few pieces, we've noticed like the first page or two is the easiest possible things that you can do. And it is picture by picture. If you're on YouTube, you can see it is literally picture by picture instructions. There is like over 20 pages of pictures, front and back. But I have started and I have made some little, I don't know what this is. It's like a little table, almost like chest of drawers, but with no drawers. And it is very hard. I mean, it's not hard. I mean, the instructions are very to the point. Like you can do it, but your hands are so hurting because these things are so little. And then there's a little bench. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll see a little bench. You'll see a little, almost like chest of drawers. This is my show and tell for the day. New segment on What's Up with Whatty. Then I have a little, this is so small. This is so little bitty. It looks like a side table with drawers, and like the actual handle of the drawers are minuscule beads. Let me compare it to something. Here is a Milo sweet tea. You guys know that I love my Milo sweet tea. Here is, if you guys are watching on YouTube, you will see how extremely small this little side table is compared to my Milo sweet tea. It is so small. You guys will be blown away. If you're on Spotify, you might want to go check out the YouTube video because it is miniature, minuscule. Have you guys ever watched the minuscule on YouTube? It is so cute. If you haven't watched it, go watch it, please. I'm sorry, you guys. I gotta get a drink of my Milo's tea. Whew, a lot of talking. A lot of talking and not enough drinking. We need to have some more liquids in our diet. Liquids are good for you. You need to stay hydrated. Everybody stay hydrated. Okay, so I showed you guys that. And I did want to also say that it comes with this bottle of glue. And there's no possible, this is still, if you're on YouTube, you will see this is still way too big of a hole to put glue onto this little of an item to glue all these pieces together. So I am taking a piece of wood that is actually a little, it's a pin for those colorful scratchers where you scratch the black off and there's color behind it. And I'm dipping it into this glue and I'm putting it as lightly as I can on the little pieces that I need to glue together for this miniature garden. And this glue dries so fast, you have to be so quick. It's almost like hot glue. It's almost like hot glue out of a hot glue gun, but not in a hot glue gun, and it's not hot glue. So, weirdest thing ever. Best glue ever, but hard. I'm telling you, this is very, very hard. I mean, let's see what's going to be the hardest thing. I mean, I have to sew pillows. I have to sew miniature pillows. What else do I have to do? I have to do a lot of stuff. I have to make little lanterns. I have to make miniature plants. Miniature plants. Oh. Miniature plants. Okay. I'm going to keep y'all updated on this because this is going to take me months. Months to do. So, stay tuned for that. What? I had something else I wanted to do for a show and tell. What was it? Gosh, darn it. I guess that's the end of show and tell. Oh, no, it's not. It's not the end of show and tell. I had one more thing. I have to have a planner. I write every single day in a planner, and I have to have it a specific way. It has to be big enough for me to write pretty much everything I've done in every single day. So I've done that for like 5 years now or longer. And so whenever I do pass on, please, God, don't let it happen soon. But whenever that day comes, people are going to have a lot of books, a lot of planners to read my daily days and find out what he really was doing. Really get deep details. Like, she went to the park, and then she went to McDonald's. She went to, I don't know, let's see, what's the craziest things? She went to Birmingham, and then she got Milo's burgers and sweet tea. And then she saw her grandparents. And then she went to sleep. I don't know. I've got a million. I just literally write down everything I do. It's very weird. But, I mean, it's going to be great for my kids and great-grandkids if I ever get any. And if not, Oliver can look back at them. Or my sisters or whatever. So, so that was my show and tell. All right, I have a planner. If you're on YouTube, you will see I got a planner for 2023 the other day, and I'm not very happy about it. I mean, I feel like it's very, I'm not a tiger girl, but there's tigers all over this planner. And I mean, I am happy about it because I have a planner. I need one. But this one is probably the most wild one I've ever bought in my whole entire life. This is the only one that was semi-cute, but also like literally the way I need it. I need it to have really big writing spots inside of it. And if you're on YouTube, you'll be able to see the big writing spots. Like, let me get to one. Like, the big areas to write. So, yeah, that's why I had to get it. And it's got tigers on it, flowers, tigers and flowers, and leaves. And it's not like horrible, but it's pretty out there if you ask me. This is an out there planner. Like, I'm not the Tiger King lady. I'm not the Karen Tiger King girl, whatever her name was. I think her name was Karen, wasn't it? I think that was the name of that woman on Tiger King. Karen? Maybe I'm wrong. Anyways, now let's find out right now. I want to find out what that lady's name is right now. Okay, so Tiger King cast. If you guys haven't watched it, go watch it because it's hilarious. And it's true life. Oh, it's not Karen. I don't know why I thought that. It's Carol Baskin. I can't believe I forgot that. I cannot believe I forgot that. That was like trending forever. I am not Carol Baskin, but I might seem like it if I whip this baby out in the middle of a restaurant and start writing down what I'm doing today. Be like, is that Carol Baskin or is that her daughter? Okay. All right. Thank you, Internet, for telling us what is up. All right. So that's the end of my show and tell for the day. Let's go on and get out our handy dandy notebook again and find out what's next on the agenda because I have a lot more segments to go. So let's see. Comments of the day. That's what we're going to get into. I have the best comment. I mean, I am all of a sudden starting to get a lot more comments. I used to not get that many, but over the past maybe 5 months, it's gained in comments. And so I'm really grateful because I love a good comment. And I've got, I think, at least 2 or 3 that I really want to get into. You're just going to enjoy every single minute of it. You're going to laugh. I don't know. You might not laugh. Let's see. Let's see what it says here. Gosh, of course, I had it pulled up, and now I've got to go back and look through. Okay, that's another funny comment, but I'm not going to read it right now. All right. This is it. Oh, I can't play any of that music on here. Okay. I'm not trying to get demonetized. No, I'm not even monetized, I don't think. No, I'm actually sure that I'm not. So, it really doesn't matter, but I don't want any kind of copyright violations on my YouTube or on anything else. Here we go, you guys. This guy is named 410 Cyrus K. All right, let's see. says, first of all, WTF. Second, oh, you don't. Because this, okay, let me start off by saying this is a comment to what I was talking about last week when we burnt Oliver's stuffed animals. It was a very fast burn. We know it has plastics. It was only 6 minutes. He had to have them burnt because they were haunting his nightmares. He wouldn't let us cut them up or throw them away. He had to see them burned. So that's what happened. And I did a video of it. And I have gotten a lot of comments. This guy says to that video. And he's not even talking about the burning. He's not talking about anything to do with the stuffed animals or anything. He says, first of all, WTF. Second, oh no you don't, because this aunt term you child-free woman keep using is really repetitive and annoying. If you hate kids, just say you don't like them and pull the aunt card so people don't think you do. It's okay if you do. I mean, you're child-free for crying out loud, so it makes sense. But all in all, child-free people should love kids or be near them at all. But all in all, child-free people shouldn't love kids or be near them at all. You choose not to be a parent, so stay away from children in general. Don't go within 5 feet of a child because you serve no purpose to one. Like I said, you're not a parent, so don't love a kid or go near one. Love dogs instead. Okay, he says, actually, let me go a little further. No. You are not a mother, so you should not love kids or be near them. You serve no purpose to a child. There is absolutely nothing you can do for a child. Like I said, you're not a mother, so stay away from kids and don't love them. Go be child-free and love dogs, and that goes for your spouse too. I mean, seriously, what is wrong with the world? Karens, Ukraine attacks, gun violence, and now child-free people loving kids. What's next? Alien invasions? Point is, you are child-free, so don't go near kids or love them, period. Okay, my mom died laughing. My sister was in shock and laughed. My husband was like, that guy needs to be beat up. So everybody had their own feelings towards this. And so what I replied to it was, I mean, it's hilarious, first of all. Secondly, I am childless because I might not be able to have children. So let me just tell y'all what it says. I said, this makes 0 sense. I said, I have had a miscarriage, which I have in the past, and have been, wait, I'm reading it all wrong. I've had a miscarriage in the past, which I have. I said, I love children very much. I am with my nephew all the time and love him very much. You're Karen. I said, you're the Karen in this situation. You don't know me at all. And I put 2 laughter faces because this is just funny. I'm not offended. I think this is hilarious. And to bring in all that other political stuff was absolutely hilarious. And I'm not trying to be a child-free person. I'm just, what the heck? Then he comes back, he says, oh, sorry. I had no idea. If you're not able to have kids physically, then you can love them. I said, you never know what others have gone through that they don't share online. Yeah. And then that's it. That's all that's happened with that comment. But that is hilarious. Hilarious. I woke up, first of all, to see how long it is. The comment, if you can see on YouTube, is extremely long. The last part of the comment is in all capital letters, where he starts out at saying, no, let me go. Or he's like, actually, let me go a little further. No, and no. That's when it starts being all capitals. So that was funny. That was probably the most, first of all, biggest, longest comment I've ever had. And funniest for sure. And probably the most hateful too. But oh well, whatever. All right, let's see. I got a couple more comments that I need to read to you guys because you are going to love them. On the same thing, on the same video of me, the burning stuffed animals, there was a person named Burning Teddy Bears that said, amazing, amazing, with an exclamation point. And I just gave him a like. I should even say thanks to him. But his name is Burning Teddy Bears. And I went to his page and he actually just only has videos of him burning teddy bears. I told that to my mom and she literally was bawling laughing. It was so funny. Oh man, I always have some good ones. Okay. I don't know. I have a lot of freaking good ones, but you know, you get mixed up with all of them. So those are two really good ones for the day. Let me see if I have anything else I can just pop on here and see. I want to do my TikTok, but it's going to play music and I don't want to. All right, there it goes. Let's see. Oh, I posted a video of my husband's hamburger. He, instead of cutting off like you would cut the edges off of a sandwich for a child, he wanted his outside of his tomato slice cut off, like the skin areas. He just wanted the inside to put on the burger. So of course I had to video that because it was hilarious. And somebody said, that man knows what he wants. And I said, yeah, he sure does. And then another guy said, leave him alone. And I said, will do, thanks. My husband is very, very, very picky. And what he told me was he wanted to just have the taste of a tomato, but not a full tomato on his burger. So that's how that came about. So yeah. That's what's going on in the comment section today, which is hilarious. Let's play a little bit more music. What's up with Whatty? 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 Yeah! And that is Will to Power by Half.Cool. I'll keep saying that because that is what it says. And it is royalty-free music. All right, let me get some more Milo sweet tea. So last week I had Chick-fil-A sweet tea. This week I got Milo sweet tea. It don't matter as long as it's good. Milo sweet tea is great. Chick-fil-A sweet tea is great. And then I said last week also Fusakli's. And then I really don't mess with any other sweet teas. No. I can't mess with those other horrible sweet teas. Some people get some sweet tea is way too sweet. Some sweet tea is way too, tastes more like a tea bag than it does anything. And it's almost bitter. Ugh, can't take it. Ugh, makes me cringe. It's cringy. I'm all cringed out on that one. All right, so let's go on. Handy dandy notebook. Let me check it out. So, what we've done is comments of the day. We've done What's Up with Whatty. We've done show and tell. What else is there? There is lots to do. We have Amazon reviews, where I think what I'm going to do is once a week, and in the comment section, I would love it if you guys told me what you want me to read on reviews, because I'm going to do it. I am going to go on to Amazon and look up a random item every week. And I am going to read the Amazon reviews because usually they're hilarious. So let's check out some Amazon reviews on a cotton candy machine today. Because that's what I want. I want you guys to hear these reviews on a cotton candy machine. So let's go to Amazon. And I am going to find the let's see, maybe we'll try to do maybe like a $80. Maybe we'll do a cheap one first just to see what kind of reviews are on the really cheap ones. Cotton candy machines. I'm trying to sit up straight. I'm trying to have good posture. Let's see. Okay, so let's start off with the best seller, $36.99. All right, nostalgia, or it's a nostalgic retro countertop cotton candy maker. It's looks vintage, and it has it's a machine for hard candy and flossing sugar. So whichever one you got, you can use both. It will arrive in 1 to 2 days if you're Amazon Prime member. What else does it got on here? It is very cute. It's blue. Let's see. It is telling you that if you buy it, frequently bought together is the sugar and the little sticks, which are made out of cardboard, and the sugar, which is called floss sugar. So keep that in mind if you buy a cotton candy machine. The pictures are in depth. If you're on YouTube, you will see. I'm going to put it up. Hopefully you can see it. But look at that. Pour that sugar right in there and start making cotton candy all day long. You don't know how much cotton candy you might eat if you have one. You might gain 2 pounds by the end of the week in sugar. All right, so top reviews. Let's see what's going on. This is $36, you guys, just to let you know again, if you didn't hear, $36. So that's a pretty good deal for a cotton candy machine. This girl has 5 stars. She is a verified purchaser. She says, yummy. She said, Santa brought the kids a cotton candy maker for Christmas. These sugars work the best. These sugars work the best of the brands we've tried so far. It does take more sugar than expected to get what's pictured. So she has a picture of a big old fluff. She's saying, you're going to need a lot more sugar than you expect to get that fluff. She said, we have one of the nostalgia makers and have to fill the center 2-ish times to get a decent amount. So she's having to fill her thing up twice to get 1 stick of fluffy cotton candy. How much sugar is that? That's probably a lot of sugar. That should be probably a few cups. Maybe it might be a cup. It might be like a half a cup one time, half a cup the other time, a full cup of sugar for 1 cone. All right. She says it's totally fine though. Kids love it. I enjoy it. Absolutely recommend for lots of family fun. This person has 4 stars. Cotton candy. Got this cotton candy machine for my 7-year-old for Christmas. It's very cute. I got the pink and it's easy to figure out. I ordered flossing sugar, which hasn't arrived yet. So if she hasn't arrived yet, so has she tried it yet? So we used hard candy. I guess hard candy sugar. I don't know what's the difference. And it worked just fine. It was fun to watch it work. We crushed the hard peppermint candies 2 at a time to make it. Oh, so they literally took hard candy. They took peppermint candies. Okay, so that's the hard candy. You use hard candy, any kind of hard candy you got. Throw it in there, and you're going to start having cotton candy in a minute. All right, so interesting. We learned something just now. Okay, I'm shocked. Crush those peppermint candies that you got for Christmas. Throw them in the cotton candy machine, and you will have cotton candy in a moment's notice. 2 at a time, she said, to make it. The plastic cones that came with it don't work very well at all. Or they don't work at all by catching the cotton candy. But I got paper cones, and they're much better, the cardboard paper cones that I was telling you guys about. And I have actually used a cotton candy machine in the past. My dad got us one, and it was when I was really, really young, so don't mark my words on this. I can't remember very well, but I do remember you need those cardboard cones to make your life better with the workings of a cotton candy machine. And she said it was easy to clean. We love it, and I look forward to using it many times with my grandkids. This one said, 4 stars. It's all right. You get 3 flavors, and they seem pretty true to description. You get grape, orange, and bubble gum. Pretty straightforward. They taste okay. I think bubble gum was the one I liked the most of these. Not so much the other 2, but they come out in the color that's shown, and they taste like they're labeled. Good collection to have if you don't have these flavors or colors. Okay. This person says, real cotton candy. It works. It really works, you guys. I bought something that works. This lady is so excited. Her name is Jenna, and she says it works. And she had to post a lot of pictures on her review because she was so excited. The machine works perfectly. I will say you do have to let it heat up for 10 minutes. 10 minutes to get hot enough. Another tip I have, use floss sugar. That is made for cotton candy machines. It works the best, which I'm sure it does compared to the crushed up peppermint she got from Christmas. It works the best. If it's not giving you the results like mine, then it's either not hot enough or you didn't use flossing sugar. Uh-oh, not hot enough. Uh-oh, no flossing sugar. You got problems. I used 2 scoops of sugar for the cotton candy shown in the pictures. Enjoy. 2 scoops? I just wonder how big these scoops are. All right. This person said, great. Bought this for a dessert party. My 10-year-old niece figured it out right away, and it was a hit. Kind of a pain to clean, but worth it. It was a pain to clean, you guys. Remember, you do have to clean these cotton candy machines. You can't just throw them under the cupboard. You're gonna get pests of all sorts if you keep that sugar under your cupboard without cleaning your cotton candy machine out. This one said, got this for a Christmas gift for my daughter, and she has been making cotton candy non-stop. She loves it. I wonder what her daughter acts like when she's eating cotton candy non-stop. That would be very interesting to see. Does she clean her cotton candy machine out? Another question I would like to know. Does she clean her cotton candy machine out, or is it just continually going and no need for cleaning? That would be a very good question to ask. Wonderful flavors. These are great flavors and work well with any cotton candy machine. You might not need them, but you'll be happy you bought them. So I guess they come with flavors, or maybe the extra flavors they're recommending they buy. People bought them and they like them. Great purchase. Ordered this for my girls. Didn't expect it until a couple days after Christmas, but it came early, so it came for Christmas. I was super excited. They absolutely loved it. A+ in my book. My daughter received a cotton candy machine for her birthday. The instructions said you can use sugar or hard candy. We used the candy, and after warming process, the candy started making the cotton candy very fast. We ordered the sugar, and after putting in the sugar, it didn't start the cotton candy right away. Just have to let it run for a bit for the same amount of sugar as candy. This sugar made way more and didn't make cotton candy as fast that we could hardly wrap it fast enough. So they're just like, we can hardly wrap this thing around here fast enough. It's spinning out. We got cotton candy going everywhere, you guys. That is so funny. Okay. Well worth it for sure and will last forever. I think you get about 80 cotton floss per bottle. So you get like 80 cones of cotton candy per bottle of sugar. Woo! Oh, so this person has a 1 star, which I was waiting for a 1 star. Tampered with, sent it back. This box of cotton candy mix arrived with the safety sticker peeled off. I initially thought that maybe heat or handling had curled the edges of the tape. But when I opened the box and took out the 3 jars, I found that all of them had loose caps. Oh my gosh. And all 3 Marie had their inner aluminum seals half peeled open as well. This is for our children's birthday party. And there is no way I plan on serving this to anyone. I'm returning the item tomorrow and warn everyone to check the security of their food products from this seller. Uh-oh, don't know what she was getting in her cotton candy. Who knows what she was getting in her sugar? She was nervous. She had to send that stuff back. Wow. Just a cotton candy machine. This is how much joy we're having over reading the reviews of a cotton candy machine, you guys. I guess I'll read a couple more and I will get on to the next segment. My grandson had won a cotton candy machine at Cosmic Adventure, someplace we don't know, but we want to go. So I decided to surprise them with the 3-flavor cotton candy flossing sugar kit. So their dad made some that day so we could all try it. It was amazing, so good. Know they want their dad, or now, she didn't spell that right, now they want their dad to make a party to be able to serve some to their friends. Thank you so much. Perioder, Durago, Arterio, Ontario. Okay. I don't know who she's thanking, but I can't say that name at all. She's thanking somebody for the cotton candy machine that she received, I guess. Sent me a product that's expired for $50. Oh my gosh. This is a 1-star, and I guess she was just buying the cotton candy, sugar. And she said, sent me a product that expired for $50. I accidentally fed my daughter expired cotton candy. Okay, so it was expired sugar, but really, how long? I mean, even if sugar's expired, really, what is it going to cause? Is it going to cause sickness? Did her child throw up? Did something, she doesn't continue. We need a continuance. We need to know. Ma'am, is your child okay? Is your child safe? Is she had a sickness? Has she thrown up? If not, then it's okay. Don't worry about it. But, yeah, it was expired. So, seems like the cotton candy machine is great, but the sugar is the one that's having the problem. They're having problems with the sugars. So be careful about the sugars. Order those, maybe not on Amazon or from that buyer. So there's our review of the day. Review of the day. We did a review on Amazon together. We read some reviews and they were great. They were great. They were so great. All right. So we're going to do that next week. Please, if you're watching and you've watched this far in, give me a comment. Tell me what you want me to read the reviews of next. Because that's just too funny. That is so funny. I mean, so funny, you guys. I am literally dying laughing inside. I loved it. Alright. On to our next segment of the day. We did Amazon reviews, and I do want to do story time. I want to do a segment on like story time. Let me tell you guys a story that I know or that I've thought of this week. But I do have a story, but it's so in depth, I really shouldn't even get into it today. I'll just get into it anyway. Story time for today. I was going to talk about Lisa Marie Presley, but I've already talked about that. But I have a story about this. I was watching a TikTok video the other day on somebody talking about when they were younger and they got their tooth knocked out by a sibling. And shout out to Grace. I'm so sorry, Grace. I feel so bad that this happened. Not once, but twice. And it happened both times by me. I accidentally knocked out my sister's front tooth multiple times. Now, each time was a mistake. I never meant to do this to my sister. Like, never. One time when we were cleaning, and my dad had these huge posts for his bed. Like, they went on the ends of the beds, and you could pull them off. And we would play with them a lot of times. And so when we were cleaning, I was handing her one. And when I handed it to her, they were pretty heavy. And when I handed it to her, I lost my grip or something, and it just slammed right into her mouth. And it cracked her tooth. Right, like, perfect cut down, like, right through the middle of it. And it broke. And she was like, oh my God. Like, she was just freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, I knocked out my sister's tooth. Oh my God, I'm in trouble. I can't even believe it. It was a mistake. And she did go and get it fixed. Everything was fine. But it really never, the color was always a little off. You could tell that tooth was chipped, like broken in half. And I did feel bad about it. I really did. And I just never thought anything of it. I felt bad for a long while, but then, it just was a part of her, and she got it fixed. Like, it looked like a tooth, but you could tell it was a little bit like different color than the rest of the tooth. So, but nobody would really notice unless you knew the story, which I did. Then it goes a few years later, and we are at Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and we are riding one of those things called, it's like the lift up the mountain, and you just sit in it. It's almost like a ski lift, I think, but it was just to go up the mountain, to see on the top of the mountain, then come back down. And it has like a metal bar in front of you. Oh, I just banged this microphone so loud. But it has a metal bar in front of you, and you pull it up to get out of it when you're done, or when you're ready to get out. And I went to pull it up too soon. Like, we weren't really like to the landing point. I kind of went to pull it up too soon. I was like a little bit too excited, I guess. And I pull it up really hard. And I didn't realize her head was just sticking out a bit, but it was just the depth of everything. My depth perception was off. And I pulled it up, and boom, it hit her right in the tooth. The tooth that I cracked a few years before hit her right in the tooth. We were on vacation. And so, of course, she was devastated and so sad and crying. And my dad was right at the bottom, so he saw the whole thing. It cracked the same exact tooth, the same exact way. It just took out the piece that they had put in. So I felt so horrible, and she did go get it fixed again. Thank God for children's insurance. I guess it covered it. I don't know if that was for sure. Maybe my parents did pay. I don't really know, but I feel so bad. And shout out to Grace. So sorry. Hopefully that never happens to you again, girl. I am staying away from your mouth. I am staying away from your mouth. I don't want anything to do with another tooth breakout. Yeah, so that's my little story for the day. And it is sad. It's so sad. I'm so sorry, Grace. I feel so bad. But yeah, that's true life stuff. It could happen to any of us. It could happen to any of us. So keep your mouth away from things that could break your tooth out. My final segment of the day. Let's end it with some music. Let's start it with some music because it's my final segment of the day. Final segment of the day. The segment is called Thoughts of the Week. Whatty's Thoughts of the Week. Whatty's Thoughts of the Week. Woo! I am excited to announce the final segment is called Whatty's Thoughts of the Week. Or Thoughts of the Day. It's really Thoughts of the Week. I have thoughts that are in my head that I have to share with you guys. I have to share them. And I have wrote down some of my main thoughts. And this week's thoughts have been wild, to say the least. Okay, so the first thought I've had is I was watching a video the other day, and it was a mukbang where people eat on camera. And yeah, I have done some of those too. If you want to go back and look at them on YouTube, go check those out. Go check them out. I love doing mukbangs. They're actually really fun. I just started doing them like within the past 2 months, and I really enjoy them. Hold on, Milo sweet tea break. A little bit of Milo's in my life. A little bit of Milo sweet tea in my life. Okay, anyway, so I was watching a mukbang. The girl got an order of food, and she probably did get more than one thing because she was doing a mukbang. She wanted to try a few things, but it was just her. And they gave her 6 fortune cookies. And when she pulled out all the fortune cookies, I thought, okay, you've got 6 fortune cookies. What does that mean? Does it mean that you pick one and that's your fortune for the day? Or does it mean all 6 of them are your fortune for the day? Or does it mean, like my husband said, how about if it's like they gave her enough just 1 fortune each day of the week? I was like, man. And then sometimes you'll get a fortune, you'll open it, and you're like, what is this? This doesn't make sense. This isn't even a fortune. You'll open it up, it'll say, oh, there's all sorts of things they've said. Oh gosh, I've lost my mind on it. But you'll open it up and say, it's a good time to take a trip down memory lane. A vacation is in your future. What else have they said? The light that's shining above you is on. Where do they come up with the fortunes in these cookies? Who is sitting there writing these? Where are they writing them? Are they writing them in China? Are they writing them in Japan? The paper that is on these, the paper that comes in the fortune cookie is so small. Who cuts them? What's going on there? How does the fortune get in the cookie without it getting any oil stains or without like burning or like messing up? How does that work? Now that I'm thinking, I'm like, wait, how did the paper get in the cookie? Somebody please enlighten us on this fortune cookie myth. I'm just blown away right now. I'm blowing my own mind. I can't even think clearly. What the heck? How did the paper get in the cookie? And then, how would anybody know? Like, you open it up and you're like, oh my God, this is my fortune of the day. This is what's going on in my life. This is what's going to happen in the future. This is that. Every time I've ever opened a fortune cookie, it has never made sense at all. And then sometimes on the back of the paper, it'll say, your lucky numbers are 32, 26, 11, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you're like, whoa. Then it gives some other random stuff on the back that I can't even remember. But fortune cookies, man, they're just so interesting to think about. How did the paper get in the cookie? Where do these fortunes come from? Who is typing these up? Is there a little old lady somewhere typing the fortunes up? Who knows to give these random numbers to you, these numbers of your day, the fortunes of your week, whatever. And then if you get 6 fortune cookies in a bag for only one person, what fortune is which cookie is your fortune for that day? How about if you opened the wrong fortune that day, and then the next day you open another cookie and it was the wrong fortune, it was for the day before? Please answer my questions. Somebody help me. The fortune cookie is making my mind explode. My mind is exploding. My mind is exploding over fortune cookies. Okay, let's go on to something else. Why do we have to eat 3 times a day? Tell me that. Why is our body made to eat 3 times a day? And besides eating 3 times a day, we also want little snacks in between that. And then why do we have to have all this drinks? Like, why? Like, if you don't eat lunch, then you can hardly continue with your day because you're just like dragging. You're like, I'm starving. I can't think straight. I feel like I'm going to faint. I feel like I'm going to pass out over here. Jimmy, I'm going to pass out on my desk. I'm going to pass right out on my desk because I haven't had any lunch. Don't have no money in my bank account. Couldn't have any lunch. So I am messed up over here. I'm messed up. I don't know if I'm going to be able to even type. I don't even think I'm going to be able to answer the phone clearly if I don't have my lunch. You go in, you didn't have any breakfast. A lot of people don't have breakfast. A lot of times I don't have breakfast. And then I will feel it after a few hours. I'm like, whoa, I'm getting a headache or something. That's what I'll feel like. Or I'm like, oh, I'm tired. And then I eat something. I'm like, boom, feel really good now. My body needed food. And you have to eat 3 times a day. Oh my gosh. And the amount of money you have to spend to feed your body 3 times a day. You guys, the amount of money with the raises of the eggs. I mean, the amount of money they put on eggs now. It used to be 98 cents in 2000 for a dozen eggs. And now a dozen eggs is like $6 or what? $5. Are you kidding me? I can never eat eggs again. Please, don't feed me any eggs. I can't eat them. I can't eat those. Those are too expensive. I will feel like I am eating diamonds for breakfast. Don't give me an egg. Ground beef is cheaper than an egg. Fry me up a burger for breakfast. That's what I'll take for lunch. Or that's what I'll take for breakfast and lunch. Can't have no more boiled eggs. You can't paint any eggs for Easter this year. You're going to be painting potatoes. People are going to be painting anything they can get their hands on. They're going to have to go, probably porcelain eggs at the store are going to be cheaper than the eggs that they're selling at the store right now. I always get milk, and I'm not a huge milk drinker. I'm trying to start drinking milk more, but I get milk. And I have to use it for a couple little things in a recipes or something. And then the rest of it goes bad because, I don't use it all. And I sometimes will get the small jar or small containers of milk. But Walmart, which they just started back, thank God. But Walmart, for 6 months, did not have little containers like pints of milk, because they were like, oh, the company that does the milk and the pints went out of business, so they were having to find another company to give us the pints. So I was having to buy half gallons, and half of my half gallon was going bad, and that's wasted money. Excuse me. That is wasting money, and it's pissing me off. What else is super expensive out there? A lot of stuff. Food is expensive. It used to be cheap. I could spend $100 and get man, sorry y'all. I'm burping from my sweet tea. I could go in there and spend $100 and get a buggy full. Now I have to spend $250 to $300 to get a half of a buggy full. And that's enough food just to last 5 days for 2 people. What is going on? What is going on? I'm so mad. So mad about this. I'm totally distraught over the food prices. And I'm distraught that our bodies have to eat 3 times a day. Let's just start fasting. Fasting like Jesus did. No, I can't fast. I get hungry fast. I cannot fast because I get hungry fast. So, you don't want to see me hangry. Like, please, I need some food. I will faint out in the yard. Be like, I haven't eaten in 5 hours. I'm about to faint. I have not eaten in 5 hours. I'm going to faint. So there's my spiel on eating 3 times a day and the food prices. And if you're on YouTube, you would have seen my microphone is moving. I don't know what's wrong. I'm going to have to tighten up the screws on this baby. All right. It's probably really worth watching the YouTube video today, y'all. If you're listening on Spotify or any of those platforms, I will give you a list in a minute of all the platforms. Let me see what else I've wrote down for my thoughts of the day, because I've thought about everything. Oh, ASMR. Okay, guys, I want to talk about ASMR videos. If you don't know what an ASMR video is, it's where they talk very lightly, or they play with sound, like things that are really loud, or they'll chop up onions and chop up food, and they'll put just their microphone on the sounds, and people love it. And also, I mean, I'm not going to say I don't love it. I have sat through a few ASMR videos and I'm like, oh, this is extremely satisfying and relaxing. The sounds of random noises like writing or scratching or cutting onions or cutting food or cooking food or boiling water or anything. And I want to know, where do they get those high-def microphones? They're extremely high-def. And this is how they sound. On YouTube, you might not hear me good because I'm going to be whispering, but this is how they sound. Hello, and welcome to What's Up with Whatty ASMR. Today on my ASMR video, or my ASMR recording, I am going to chop onions for 5 hours, and all you're going to hear is chop, 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 and then you're going to hear me say, I love onions. I love onions. Okay, so that's what you're gonna hear on the ASMR. Maybe on Whatty's version of an ASMR, but they always have to whisper, and then they're like this. They'll like do their voices like, they'll have like that, almost like a smacking when you're eating. Like, I don't know if I'm catching the sound perfectly, but welcome to Whatty's ASMR. Today we're going to pop balloons for 2 hours, and we're going to listen to a cat scratch its little cat house for an hour after that. And that is an ASMR. I can't get enough of those ASMRs, you guys. I was watching an ASMR video the other day. A woman just making lunches for her kids. She must make lunches for her kids every day and puts them in a little lunch box that has different little containers for each thing. And she made some beautiful items. I mean, it was gorgeous. But you can just hear like, chop, 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 chop. You can hear boiling water. Boiling water. You can hear her frying something. Flipping it. You can hear putting some jelly on it. It's like, if you put the jelly on, it's like, I can't even make the jelly sound. It's, you know what jelly sounds like. It's jelly. She's like cutting stuff up. It was very interesting, but the food in general was more interesting in my opinion. The ASMR part of it was not, but she wanted to do she only does food ASMRs for her kids' lunches. So that's pretty cool. Another thought of Whatty. I think of things and I can't get them out of my head. I can't get these things out of my head, you guys. I got to release them on here on my podcast. I'm reading what I wrote and I'm like, this is what I should say. Welcome to Whatty's ASMR, where I'm going to wrap a gift and whisper the whole time I wrap my gift. I'm going to wrap all my Christmas presents right now. I'm going to wrap them right now on ASMR. And so if you're on an ASMR and you're hearing somebody wrap presents, it's going to sound like this. sound like wrapping paper. I don't know. That's how it's going to sound. It's going to be like, I just wrapped about 50 presents for my kids for Christmas and got it all on ASMR. You got every sound. You got every single sound right here. You got it live and in person. But they always have to whisper. They cannot speak loudly. They have to go, welcome to my ASMR. They have to be really light speakers. I'm glad I read that. I'm glad, because that was good. That was funny. Oh, okay. Another thing is, does any other woman, I'll go over this real fast. Does any other woman look down at their arm hairs? Which I'm sure that there's some women that have darker arm hairs than me. But they look down and they're like, whoa, that's a long black hair there. Where did that come from? Where did it grow out of? And it's just on your arm and you're like, whoa, I have hair all over my arm, but that one's abnormally black and abnormally long. And then you're like, where's the tweezers? Quick, get the tweezers out. I got to get this black hair off my arm. I can't have this black hair ruining my life. Literally, like I'm looking right now. And I see one right now. I see a couple, actually. Not extremely, like, black. But sometimes it's frightening. You'll, like, look and you're like, holy moly! Where did that black hair come from? Am I losing it? Or was this black hair not here yesterday? I don't really check my arms constantly, but I'll look down, I'm like, whoa! That's a big old black hair. Any other women experience that, please let us know. We would love to hear all about it. Another thing is the number 7. I don't know where this came from, but it came out of my head this week, and I wrote the number 7, and I said, I remember at one point in my life, I guess it was a teacher, would write a number 7 with a line through the middle of it. Like you write the 7, if you're on YouTube, you'll see, you write it like this, and then you put a line through it. And when I first saw it, whoever did it, I think it was a teacher, when I first saw the teacher do it, I was like, oh, that's really weird. Like, what? Why is she putting a line through her 7 like that? That's really weird. And so I kept doing it the normal way, but somehow within a few years of me seeing it like that, I picked it up. I don't know how I picked, maybe it's like I had that teacher for so long and I saw her writing the number 7 that way, that all of a sudden I started writing it that way. But I know the first time I saw it, I didn't ever want to write it that way. I was like, that's weird. Because now all I do is write 7s with a line through it. And I'm like, what? How did that ever even start? I don't know what teacher it was. I know when I saw it the first time, I did not like it. I thought it was not aesthetically pleasing to my eyes, and I did not like it. But I started writing my 7s that way. Am I crazy? Does everybody write their 7s that way? Or not everyone, of course, but does a lot of people write their 7s that way? Let us know. That came to my mind, and I really want to express that on the podcast. Last thought of the day, or thought of the week. When was it that we started taming dogs and cats? I mean, cats aren't even really fully tame yet. I don't even think. You can bring them into your home and they still, poop and pee in a litter box. And they do not come when they're called, and they will get all over the place and they will scratch up anything. You cannot stop them. They are a cat. Everyone knows how cats are. They're borderline wild still to this day. Cats are still wild to this day. And we bring them into our homes. But somehow or another, we have tamed dogs enough to come to us when we call them. I mean, some dogs, like our new dog, can do a handshake. We can say handshake and he'll handshake. I have a video of that up on my TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. But you can literally, like, they go outside to, like, you can train them to go out and to use the restroom outside. You can tame them to sleep in their own beds. They know tons of words. We can say, let's go to the park or go on a walk or whatever. They know we're going to the park. They know we're going on a walk. And they're down to do it. They're like, oh, yeah, let's go. We can say, get in the car, they'll get in the car. If they're in the front seat of the car, I can tell my dog, get in the back. And she knows to get in the back. So we have tamed dogs enough to where they're as close to a human as you can get a dog, as close to a human as you can get any animal that cannot speak English. So when do we start taming dogs? And then you think of it, you're like, I sleep with an animal on the floor. Like an animal, like something with fur. Something that could probably attack me 300 years ago because it would have lived in the wild and been threatened by me. It now is sleeping in my room. And it is not going to attack me because it loves me. But it's an animal. It's almost like having a little alien running around your house. And you don't even know what they're thinking. You don't know what they would tell you if they could. They can't speak your language, so they are pretty much alien to you. And we keep them in the house. They walk on all fours. They don't walk like us. They walk on all fours. That was interesting. I thought of that. I don't know why we keep cats. We were going to have a cat a few months ago, and then we were like, whoa, no, we aren't having a cat. They destroy everything. They smell horrible. Kitty litter, cannot take it. Don't want to clean up kitty litter poop. Like, no way. We're more dog people than cat people for sure. But still, I don't think anybody could ever be a full-on dog person because they used to be wild animals, you guys. There's no way that we could be full-on dog people because dogs are alien to us. They are alien to us, and it's almost sad that there's no way to convert them back to being wild. There's just not, because now we've tamed so much of the breeds that it's in their DNA to live in a home, to have an owner, for their parents to be humans. Whoa! My mind is being blown right now. I know I say that a lot, but my mind is blown a lot. So, there's my thoughts of the day. If you guys have any comments on any of those, please comment in the comment section. If you've made it this far, we're like an hour and 28 minutes in. I'm happy to say that I've had a great time with you guys today. I've had a wonderful time with you on this podcast. We're going to end it up with some music, but before we end it up, I want to say, like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, comment, tell us what you want to hear. Tell me some Amazon reviews you want me to review. Tell me comments on some of my thoughts of the day. Tell me what you want me to show and tell you. Tell me anything. Ask any questions you want. We are totally open to questions over here in Whatty's World. And I've got to read this because so many. If you are listening and not watching on YouTube, I'm working on the Apple podcast. I don't have it yet, but we are live on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Radio Public, Anchor, and Google Podcasts. I am working on the Apple podcast, but that is somewhat very hard. I don't know why it's hard, but it is. And also go to my TikTok and my Instagram at Loves Life Literally and follow me and comment on videos. I do some funny videos all week long. It's also at Love's Life Literally on YouTube, and you know why? Because my real name's Love, and it's my life literally. But this podcast is What's Up with Whatty? So let's end up with some music. Let's end this up with some music, y'all. Here we go. And this is Will to Power by Half Cool, royalty free. Woo! Bye, everybody. See you next week. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. See you next Thursday. Bye, everybody. See you next week. Bye, bye, bye.